If you know me, you know my favorite services to do are blonding and extensions, so let me show you how I did this. As you can see, her ends are blonde, but they're not as blonde as she wants to be. So after I put 20 volume on her roots and mids, I just kind of glaze her ends with a little bit of 10 volume. Okay, if you notice right here, I'm weaving my section, flipping up the part that I weaved out, and then what's dropped out, I'm gonna apply the lightener the same way I've been doing, but I'm gonna keep it lower so there's a longer root and I can keep dimension. Then I'll take the clipped up section and I'll go higher with my lightener application. Of course, I forgot to film this, but I use K18 with every step of this process. And I also didn't get any footage of me toning the hair. Because she still had a little bit of warmth that I wanted to kick through, I used Redken Shades EQ, equal parts 10T, 10N, and a splash of 10P. Now to my favorite part, the extensions. So because this client has really short hair and she wants to add a lot of length, I actually did a mini row in the back. It's probably about 7 or 8 beads wide, and although it's not necessary, I know it's going to make their transformation that much better. Whenever I'm deciding how many rows somebody needs, I look at their starting point and what their end goal is. If they are completely transforming their hair, they need more rows. If it's just a subtle transformation, they can get away with less rows. The way I pick how many wefts go on each row is determined by the client's density. So if they have finer hair, I'm gonna put less wefts on their rows. If they have denser, coarser hair, I'm gonna put more wefts on each row. This client has 3.5 rows. The 3 rows on the top each have 3 wefts, and then I did 1 weft on her mini row at the bottom. So she's a total of 10 wefts and 3.5 rows, and it was the perfect amount for her. Another helpful tip is using polyester string. I used to use cotton, but cotton can swell and it's so thick and bulky, but you can find this polyester string at literally at Walmart and you cannot see it. It is so thin, literally amazing. I feel like one of the biggest dead giveaways if somebody has extensions is when it's so thick off of their scalp and you can see it bulging through. Another dead giveaway is the color. Look how perfect that color is. It literally, that's before we even cut or blended anything. Look at that. And then I'm gonna go through and I always create face framing layers that connect with what the client naturally has in the front. Just makes it look a little bit more natural. And then I go through and I slide cut and I add in layers to create movement in the hair. Cutting and blending the extensions is a whole nother skill, and it actually takes me probably around 30 minutes to get everything perfect. Voila, she's done. I'm literally obsessed with this. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. Look at that. Literally, who is she?